I've come to the realization that in order for me to put out more reviews, sometimes I need to focus less on the skits I do before my reviews and more on the actual reviews and movies themselves. But once you watch this movie, I think you'll understand why I kind of feel it would be inappropriate to try to make something silly or funny from such a powerful and moving movie. Beast of No Nation is directed by Cary Fukunaga, and it is based off the novel of the same name, and it is about a little boy by the name of Agu who finds himself in the middle of a civil war in Africa. There's not much more you need to know about this movie because I didn't know any of that going into this movie. When I first saw or heard about this movie, it's on Netflix by the way, and a lot of people have a problem with that because this movie is theater worthy. When I first saw it, I saw a picture of a bunch of kids with AK-47s and guns and stuff, saw that it was called Beast of No Nation, thought that sounded cool, but then of course saw Idris Elba. And I know some of you may know this, but Idris Elba is one of my all-time favorite actors. He does not act his roles, he lives them, and he did not cease to amaze me in this movie. But who did surprise me in this movie is someone new to the film industry, Mr. Abraham Atta. Holy shit, pardon my language. Best child acting I have ever seen in my life. This boy is so talented. The cinematography in this movie is gorgeous. Africa, I'm not sure exactly where they filmed at, but it goes with the whole, I really wish I would have saw this movie in theaters, and I know a lot of other people think the same way. It was just so breathtaking, and acting is phenomenal, and we really only have one big time actor who's in more Hollywood movies, and then the rest were actual people that lived there. I don't want to spoil anything for any of you guys, but this is not a feel-good movie. I didn't even realize this till an hour into the movie. This is a war movie, and this is coming from somebody that's not a big war movie fan. One of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. I don't know how you guys are with movies that can make you feel it and break down, even just tear up a little bit. This movie will do that. If you're a crier, prepare yourself. What I remember most about this movie is how movies go down. It's Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3. In Act 1, we introduce all of our characters and the scenery and setting and everything, and find out what's going on in each of our characters' lives, and we just kind of feel normal in the beginning. And then Act 2, we introduce our antagonist or our conflict or problem, and you're not supposed to feel good. Shit starts to go down and everything, and you're not supposed to feel good in that sense, whether you're fighting and winning, you're still fighting, or whether something's just going wrong in general. And then somewhere in between Act 2 and Act 3, we figure out how to deal with our problem or conflict, solve it in some way, and then Act 3, we get our warm, cozy, at-home feeling for the happy ending. This movie does the exact opposite of that. I don't want to go into too much detail because it will ruin the experience for you, but when it first introduces Agu and all of his friends and everything, you see that although these children and people live on the other side of the world from us, and they don't exactly have the best resources, and they don't have any electricity or anything like that, they're just like us. A bunch of little kids have this TV, and it doesn't have anything in the middle of it, so they're calling it an imagination TV, and they're doing fight scenes and making it 3D and poking their heads through it and everything. We see Agu and his older brother pestering each other and everything, and the older brother picking on him more than he should, just like older brothers do and everything. But then it's just, you really do get that sense, that at-home feeling. It's just, you feel so good in the beginning that it feels like a real family. It doesn't matter that it's on the other side of the world and they are accustomed to very different things than compared to us. They're a family, and if you are a loving family, you'll get that exact same feeling. And again, big spoiler alert, I really don't want to ruin anything for anybody. Once the conflict starts to introduce itself, you never get that warm, cozy feeling again for the rest of the movie. In my opinion, that does not make this a bad movie. It does not. This is a spectacular movie. It's just throughout the majority of the movie anyways, it's war. It is as brutal as it can be war. And these are children fighting in a war. That makes it that much more heart-wrenching. And there's times that it's kind of hard to watch. I'll say that much. But by the end of the movie, how things go down, I loved the movie. I can't say that I hated the ending or loved the ending. Movie is amazing, but the end it's how I explained it. Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3, it does it exact opposite. Because our at-home feeling we get in the beginning, and then the Act 2 is majority of the movie you just feel just down, and this is terrible. And what's even more terrible about this is this isn't too far off from actual things happening all around the world right now. It's awful. But by Act 3, it's supposed to be it's that beginning feeling that you get. It's just kind of normal. Yeah, you want the happy ending and everything like that, but you understand, given the circumstances and everything that has happened, you understand why maybe that might happen later on down the road, but as of now, it's understandable as to why that's the ending we get. When Idris Elba introduced his character, oh my gosh, he's such a unique character. I can't think of a character to compare him to. And he's such a likable but weird character, and that starts to unfold more as the movie goes on. You find out he's a lot weirder than he appears to be, and to me that didn't ruin his character, but in all honesty, it almost did. And I love Idris Elba, so it really scared me for him. But Idris Elba never ceases to amaze me. Amazing, amazing actor, and he was so good in this movie. Abraham Atta. I am such a fan. I am a huge follower of you now. I am going to watch any movie that you are in. People that can cry, actors that can cry in movies, some of them can pull it off, some of them can't. And there's two kinds of crying in movie. There is actual crying, and some actors can do it very well, and again, some can't. But then there's the just breaking down and then kind of holding your head in your hands, and it doesn't really focus on you. Mr. Atta, you nail it in both aspects. I felt your character. I was never watching, when you were on the screen, I was never watching a movie. I was so enthralled by your character. I was so into your character and so worried about you. You're amazing. I guess I'm gonna have to watch True Detective because this movie is definitely under my top 20 favorite movies of all time, considering how I didn't have a favorite war movie. Again, this is coming from somebody that is not a big war movie fan, so you can take from that what you will, but this is within my top 20 favorite movies of all time, and now I do have a favorite war movie. The main thing I liked about this movie is your life doesn't suck. I have bad days, but once you watch this movie, my life is nowhere near sucking. I have awesome parents, I have awesome friends, I have a terrific girlfriend. My job is awesome, it pays well, it's really easy. I'll leave it at that. But my life isn't bad at all. I have a terrific life. The kids in this, and again, like this kind of stuff is happening all over the world. We're just unaware of it. So instead, take from that and tell your friends how much you appreciate them. I love the shit out of you guys. If you guys are watching right now, I know I don't say it that often, but when I'm doing stuff like this, my reviews, I feel like this is 100% real me. Like, I can be as real as I ever can be. I don't know why I feel like I can do that, but I can. But love the shit out of you guys. My parents are the best people in the world, and no one takes better care of me than my baby. So be sure to watch this movie, guys, and appreciate what you have, even if it's just little. If you're watching this right now, your life can't be that bad. It gets better. It really does. Life's not that bad. This movie is amazing, though. Definitely check it out. I'm not going to be giving a grade for this movie, because any movie that I do on Fan Film Friday, I'm not going to do it unless it's a absolutely spectacular movie. So there's your grade. Guys, I want to thank you again. Like, subscribe, and comment at the bottom. I would love to talk about this movie. It is one of my favorites of all time. But I'm Johnny B. Good with Johnny's Be Good Reviews. And let's hope the next movie will be good.